Hey y'all, it's Guard. I've got a lot of tickets saved up, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my draft for the week. Casual draft, and this pack is pretty bad. War Merchant, Apochromancer, and War Tinker are all not, like, horrible. Ashmane's okay. Fervent Assault is actually pretty good. And Stinging Vacation has the potential to, like, just blow you out with putting 3 Killer Bees into play. So I'm just gonna take the Stinging Vacation. If I wasn't gonna take that, I would take Fervent Assault, but Stinging Vacation's too good not to take. Looks like I'm going Umbric. Spring Dryad's a really good pick here. Actually, yeah. Spring Dryad is the pick here. It's the strongest card in the pack by far. Frost Shatter Strike's probably number 2, but there's no point in solidifying myself in Tempest when I can just pick Spring Dryad and maybe go into Dejin, I always do. I don't know. The strongest card is Infernal Visage. I don't feel like drafting Dejin again, so I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna draft Grove Matriarch and then take Spirit Frost Shaman to solidify myself in Umbric. Cause I get bored of drafting Dejin every time. If I drafted Dejin again, that'd be like the 3rd time in a row I drafted Dejin, and I'm not gonna do that. Volcanic Giant over Cavern Hydra, because Cavern Hydra's awful. I'm gonna talk about Torrent Valkyrie just a smidgen here. The reason why I like Volcanic Giant so much is because it's a 5/5 and then a 10/10 at rank 2. 10/10 is huge for rank 2. Average size for rank 2 is like a 9/9. And then it's just a 15/15 at rank 3, which is about average, I'd say. So it's got a really decent stats, especially at rank 2. And the damage it deals at the start of your turn adds up, that chip damage. Torrent Valkyrie is kind of like that. You can draw some parallels. It's the same size at every rank, so it's really good at rank 2. But instead of chip damage, like the Volcano Giant has, it puts an Ice Torrent in your deck, which is a free spell that deals 3 damage and then 4 damage to your opponent. That sounds like way more consistent than Volcano Giant, right? So they're pretty much on the same power level, but actually I think Torrent Valkyrie is almost unplayable. The reason for this is because whereas Volcano Giant just deals the damage like as a part of its own card, Torrent Valkyrie adds an Ice Torrent to your deck. That may not seem like such a big downside, but when you go into rank 3 and draw an Ice Torrent instead of like a rank 3 card, it sucks so much. And if you play this card, if you play like the level 3 version, and you start having maybe 2 or 3 Ice Torrents in your hand, and you go into rank 4, which happens sometimes in draft, and then you draw a hand of like 2 Ice Torrents and like 2 level 1 cards and a level 3 card. Those Ice Torrents could have been like anything else. Like Ice Torrent is just 4 damage. It's not going to do that much for you. It makes your deck so inconsistent that it's just not worth playing. I have never picked Torrent Valkyrie. I do not like that card. Cards I do like are Wind Primordial. Flamejet is okay. I generally prefer Shatterbolt, just because you can hit players with Shatterbolt. It doesn't always come up, but sometimes they're pretty low and you can hit them. I think the pick is between Wind Primordial and Shatterbolt. I'm going to go ahead and pick, I guess, Wind Primordial. I like pushing through a little bit extra damage, and Wind Primordial is good at that. This is actually a pretty hard pick. I really, really, really like Cavern Serpent in this archetype, because it works really well with the Volcano Giants to, get a bunch of incremental damage on them, and bring them down with big creatures. But Thranic Ambusher is gigantic. It's a 7/7 at rank 1 with Assault, and then an 11/11 at rank 2. So I think Thranic Ambusher is the right pick here. But I'm going to ignore it and pick Cavern Hydra anyway, because I want to see how much like chip damage actually does. And I like playing around with these casual drafts. I like trying out a bunch of different things. Because you can't afford to... if this were a competitive draft, I would take Thranic Ambusher, because I can't afford to play around with numbers or anything. But I'm going to take Cavern Serpent and try to put an emphasis on them, so I can see how much the poison's actually worth. Because at rank 1, this card's not that great. It's only a 4/4 with poison 2. But at rank 2, it's average size and hits them for 4 turns, so it hits them for 8 if it doesn't die. And then the Cavern Serpent at rank 3 is only slightly below average, 14/14, and hits them for 6 a turn, which is really strong. I'm going to take this Branch Weaver Druid because it synergizes with my Spring Dryad I already have. And then Grove Matriarch because it's a great card. Stormcaller is way better than Deep Branch Prowler. I'm going to take Frostshire Strike. I think the first Frostshire Strike's better than a 3rd or 2nd Wind Primordial. I hate Firelight Hunter. This card is pretty good at rank 1. It's very small, but it has a good effect at rank 1. But in rank 2, it's only a 6/4 with an okay effect. And at rank 3, it's actually just awful. And that's not... I'd rather play Frost Shadow Strike because it's a similar card. Deals 4 damage, but it's 7 and then 11 damage, which actually scales better than it. And it also gives creatures attack to kill 2 creatures at one turn. So Frost Shadow Strike is way better than Firelight Hunter. And the creatures I already discussed I didn't want to take. I like Shardblade Delver a lot. It's one of my favorite cards. And I'm going to take Thrantic Ambusher over the Grove Matriarch because I want a large creature. Even though the Grove Matriarch works well... Oh wow, this is a tough pick. Even though the Grove Matriarch works well with the Spring Dryad, it's not like a Branch Weaver Druid where you get the effect immediately. It's harder to control. So having a consistent large creature is better than just a third Grove Matriarch. This pick's actually moderately very difficult. If it was a competitive draft, I would probably have to think hard between Blizzard Shaman and my Road Patriarch, because I don't generally like drafting small creatures in this color pair, faction pair. But it's a heroic, it's very good and constructed, and I'm on a free-to-play account, so I'm definitely taking the Patriarch here. And then I think I'm gonna take another. I like when with the Patriarch. I think Warbringer Aronti's a little better. So I've got 3 cards I really like. Vanilla 7/7, Torg Guardian, which removes plants from my deck, and I have 2 Grove Matriarchs already. So if I get, I can pitch one of those if I don't manage to level it up in rank 1. Or I could take another Cavern Serpent because I wanted to try that card out a lot in Mass. I'm going to take the Torg Guardian because making your deck more consistent is, I think, one of the better ways of preventing level screw in Solforge. That's one of the reasons I diatribed about the Tauren Valkyrie earlier. But I'm definitely going for the Torgmar Guardian here. And then cards I'm not as big a fan of. Avalanche Guardian's pretty good. I think it's better than Uterra Mauler. Uterra Mauler is bigger and it can attack. But Avalanche Guardian survives pretty much anything at rank 1. Whereas this can't kill Thrantic Ambusher. Or like any 7/7 Scourge Hydra, Thrantic Ambusher. The Avalanche Guardian can kill it. Cinder Colossus I definitely don't want to take. It's just too small at rank 1. You can't really afford to play it in a non-Aloyan pair, because Aloyan can sneak level the Cinder Colossus, like with Technosmith or whatever, and then you get the level 2 one, which is gigantic. But playing it in Umbric is just too detrimental. You can do it every now and then, but I'd rather have a bigger wall up front. So I'm just going to take the Avalanche Guardian. I don't like Venom Strike or Flame Jet very much. If Flame Jet were better at rank 1, it would be so good. Because at rank 2, it does 9 damage, which is average for a Tempest spell. But if you're in rank 3, it does 11 damage, or 12 damage even, which is very good. It's like a rank 3 Tempest spell at rank 2. But I'm just going to take the Avalanche Guardian here. And follow it up with a Grove Huntress. It's a utility creature. It makes my guys better at trading. I think this card pick's actually pretty difficult. What the heck is this? I just saw this creature type. It's a Tigran. That's very strange. I don't even know what that is. I could take the Spearstone Druid if I wanted to play more with my Spring Dryad, but I think it's worse than taking Frost Shadow Strike if I wanted to do that. Not because Frost Shadow Strike works especially well with Spring Dryad or anything. It's just because I don't have very many spells. And spells are what give your deck flexibility in Solforge, not creatures. So having more flexibility is going to be better than just having more Spring Dryad targets. Featherfang is gigantic, which makes me want to pick it, but I think it's just worse than Spiritstone Druid since I have the Spring Dryad. But I'm going to take Frost Shadow Strike because I would rather have that. Nagrath Bruiser is okay. It's really big at rank 2 and not that great at rank 3. Or it's decent. Legion Rain just doesn't scale well enough. It's okay if you have to pick it, but Nagrath Warrior is better than it still. I could take the Volcano Giant because I'm in love with that card, or I could take the Rolling Warclaw because I have a Spring Dryad and a Wayward Patriarch. So I'm gonna definitely take the Warclaw. And then take a Thrantic Ambusher. Thrantic Ambusher I think is better than Frost Shadow Strike, even though I already have 2 strikes, which is close to ideal. I think 3 maybe be the point of, okay, I have 3, I definitely don't want any more. But 2, you don't really need more. It's just like a luxury. But the Thrantic Ambusher is just too solid. Oh wow, a second Patriarch, that's really strong. Yeah, I'd love to take the Elementalist, but Patriarch number 2 is going to be quite good. And then I can take This is kind of weird because normally I would say Grove Hunters is just better than Warbringer in just about every scenario. But Warbringer's level 1 is a 3/3, and I have 2 Patriarchs, which pumps 3 power creatures. So it's actually, I think, Warbringer is a little better here. And I get another Spring Dryad. Sweet. Um, I think it's between Stormcaller, Strength in Numbers, and Ursine Strength. Strength in Numbers, I think, is just weaker than Ursine Strength, generally. Because Ursine Strength's what? +3/+3 rank 1, if you're rank 1. You need 3 creatures out for Strength in Numbers to do that. But if you're rank 2, it's +5/+5 at rank 1, and then it's 7/7 at rank 2. It scales up like +2/+2 for each rank you are behind. So I think the Ursine Strength is the pick. Makes my small creatures trade for much bigger. Oh, another Torgmar Guardian. I would love to take that card, but Frostwell Tracker is probably better, especially since I have a Spring Dryad. And it's a really good way of leveling your creatures, especially underleveled, because it's pretty small at every rank, but it lets you play an extra creature, which is really good for Spring Dryad and really good for leveling. So definitely gonna take this Frostwell Tracker here. Venom Drinker is not what I want to be doing. Featherfang is really big at rank 2. It's 12 power. It scales huge. I like Featherfang a lot. Umbra Glider, I think, is one of the best cards in this faction pair. It's got scaling mobility, just like a regular Tempest creature, but it also has breakthrough and a huge amount of power. Pretty much anything can take it down, honestly, because it's got such low toughness. But the mobility along with breakthrough means it'll always do like some damage to them, which is what you want. Aranti Ice Mage is not great. This is my last pick, so I have no point in drafting for Glacial Crush or anything like that, so I might as well just pick up a Cinder Colossus. Maybe I get some value off of it. So what was this deck? I think this deck's pretty good, actually. I think it's one of the better... It's a little spell light, but I have 2 Patriarchs, which makes it a success right away. Plus with the Stinging Invocation, Werewolf Patriarch combo, it's a lot of strong bees. I like this deck a lot. I think we can 4-0 with it. Yeah, I'm confident we can.